My name is Megan Bird, and I'm a junior at UNC Charlotte, as well as the news editor for the Niner Times. So I did attend the murder trial on September 20th as news editor. The 6 victims were, the 2 who were killed were Riley Howe and Ellis Reed Partlier, and the 4 injured were Drew Piscaro, Rami Alvermadin, Sean DeHart, and Emily Haupt. I actually prefer not to share the defendant's name. It's kind of a principle we've been following at the Niner Times, just to not give him more coverage than the victims receive. The defendant was a former UNC Charlotte student, and he had withdrawn by the beginning of last spring semester, so spring semester of 2019. He had completely withdrawn from all classes, and the anthropology class in which he targeted his victims was the last class that he had dropped. The plea deal was so that the defendant would receive life in prison rather than the death penalty. And the verdict of the trial was he was sentenced to two consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. His defense attorney did discuss his motive. He talked a lot about his mental illness, his autism, and how it left him socially isolated. But more specifically, as a motive, he said that the shooter wanted to make a statement about his student debt, and he was upset about his student debt. His actions were planned out, as the defense attorney stated. He planned it for several months, in fact. He bought the gun in the fall and practiced during the fall at a shooting range. And then throughout the spring semester, he would kind of just meander around campus, almost casing it out, imagining the shooting. As far as the school's reaction, I know from the newspaper side, we largely just plunged ourselves into reporting on it. Some students took more of an activist stance. There was a group called Real Change Now created, advocating for stricter gun control. The administration of the university reacted by sending out more announcements and appointing a remembrance commission. And the police and public safety reacted by promoting more police officers than had ever been promoted before.